So can we expect a breakthrough in talks between Trump and Kim? Joining us is Sung-Yoon Lee with the Fletcher School at Tufts University and Alex Bell with the Center for Arms Control and Non-Proliferation. Professor Lee, I'll start it off with you. Before, you said in the past that you thought that all of this is part of a game that Kim was playing. We are now at this point in time. Do you still believe this is all part of a game?
Yeah, I think everything's going well according to plan, the North Korean plan. And my basis for that rather cynical prognostication is history. In 2000, Kim Jong-un's father, Kim Jong-il, did exactly the same thing. He came out of his anti-social carapace, his shell, dramatically, called for an inter-Korean summit in June, and a fortnight before his meeting with the South Korean president, he made his very first trip to China as the national leader 6 years after inheriting power, just as Kim Jong-un did this March. 6 years after inheriting power, he popped up in Beijing. And then Kim Jong-il received Vladimir Putin in July 2000, and then sent a special envoy to President Bill Clinton, received Madeleine Albright in Pyongyang. The next January, he visited China, the special economic zones, and many people hailed this as the coming of a Korean Deng Xiaoping, who led China on a more constructive path of reform and opening. So Kim Jong-un, by doing this, by putting on this elaborate show after a period of provocation that he's a new man, that he is a legitimate global statesman with whom the U.S. can engage and do nuclear business, not only does it effect a dramatic image makeover, but he, more importantly, Kim, is able to buy time and money to do what he really wants to do, which is to further advance his nuclear and missile, his menacing capabilities.
Alexandra, I mean, clearly the U.S. and North Korea both have different goals going into this summit. Can you just articulate those, and where, if any, is there any overlap between the two where we could actually see some progress?
Absolutely. So for the United States, we want to see the complete, verifiable, irreversible disarmament of the Korean Peninsula, a very high bar. For the North Koreans, what they want is regime security and more access to the international markets. So those are very different goals. Finding a middle ground means very technical discussions and both sides having to give.
So, Professor Lee, how much free rein does the American president have to negotiate a deal with the North Koreans, specifically with respect to the easing of economic sanctions? Or are his hands tied by Congress?
Well, Secretary Pompeo said today that now we have the two men, Kim Jong-un and President Trump, who can make the final decision, meeting face to face. Now, the statutory conditions for the termination or even the suspension of sanctions for 1 year are clearly stipulated in sections 401 and 402 of the 2016 North Korea Sanctions and Policy Enhancement Act. And Congress did this mindful of the fact that U.S. presidents are prone to prematurely relaxing sanctions, making concessions very prematurely in the wake of North Korea's serious provocation or charm offensive. So we might see a legal battle between Congress and the executive branch in the coming months, but I think President Trump probably assumes that for the sake of peace and all these good things like denuclearization, that he is able to do this. He is able to stop enforcing sanctions and even perhaps suspend some sanctions against North Korea. And that would be self-defeating in my view, because sanctions enforcement is really the last non-lethal, peaceful means of putting meaningful pressure on North Korea.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.